Ready?
Okay, so y'all know that I'm gonna keep it hip hop, right? Welcome to another episode of Hiphop.info the podcast. This is your girl Lechi. We got a lot to talk about because I haven't seen y'all in a couple weeks. You know, girl been busy. I've been handling my shit. But in the midst of me handling my shit, it's a lot of shit that's been happening. So let's go ahead and get right into this motherfucking shit. Drake. Kendrick got this nigga working overtime, okay? He missing parties and everything, sitting in the next room eating pasta with his headphones on, trying to get this next album cracking. The last one he did on Valentine's Day, some sexy songs for you that he did with Party Next Door. That's the one with Nokia on it. That one did good, but it did not top the #1 spot, Luther. With Kendrick and SZA. So this nigga working overtime for this next solo project album that he's doing. He said it's gonna be slap. And you know, I don't put it past him. You know, Drizzy always gonna come with some fire either way it goes. But he has some competition, you know what I'm saying? Because Kendrick ain't letting up. Only thing that might save him is if Kendrick goes ahead and takes another hiatus for like a couple of years and does his shit, you know, personal life shit, and gives Drake time to bubble, you know what I'm saying? But this nigga got him missing parties, got him working on the album in between video shoots, photo shoots, all that type of shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Drake, I like this for you. You know what I'm saying? I definitely like this mode for you. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I would love to see what that album is going to be talking about. I'll be front and center for it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm still a fan of yours. I'll always, forever, with your duck lips. But we, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be waiting on that and see what you talk about. So anywho, I'm going on down the line. Nicki, allegedly, I don't really know. I think she popped a squatter. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she was out of town and came back, realized that folks was squatting at her Krisnib. Pop, pop, pop. Whatever's clever. Allegedly. I don't have a lot of information on that. They kind of swept that under the rug. So, you know what I'm saying? Nicki, you my girl. You know what I'm saying? I get most of my motives from you. So, moving on. Carrie Hilson and Beyonce. Yes, Carrie, you got blackballed a long time ago when you decided to come across your lip talking about the Queen Bee. And, you know, the Beehives were not with that. So, Carrie claims that Polo the Don and her camp made her do a little diss verse on Turning Me On remix. I'm not for sure. Allegedly. I gotta make sure I say that. I'm not for sure. I would have to go back and check out the record and listen to the record and see if, you know, something was really said. But whatever it was, you got blackballed, and that's why you not where you at today. And yeah, she pretty much apologizes for that. Is very, you know, empathetic, sympathetic, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You know, and that she's always been a fan of B. But she said that she was coerced into doing that verse, and you know, it changed your life for the worse. But, you know, I used to love Carrie Hilson, and I wondered what happened to her. You know, the last album she had that I recollect was the No Boys Allowed album. And, you know, you shouldn't have listened to Polo the Don with his braids to the back. Because where is that nigga now? But anywho, I digress. Moving on. Diddy. The trial has started. The trial has begun. He has Cassie, pregnant Cassie, sitting up here spilling the tea. He has Dawn coming forward now saying that she hopes that we all get justice. He has videotapes that are vulgar, making people walk out of the courtroom. Allegations are just piling up. Suge Knight, he's hoping that Trump gives Diddy a pardon, which is not far-fetched with the way that Trump's been running the country. You know what I'm saying? So, You might get lucky, but I see that your bucks don't reach as far as Jay-Z's, you know what I'm saying? Because he keeps getting out of shit, allegedly. I gotta make sure I said that I've got that down packed now. But yeah, you guys remember way back in the day when Jay-Z got caught up with shaking a motherfucker in the club. Not guilty, y'all got to feel me. Yeah, that was that Jay. Somehow he beat that motherfucking case and slid on through. Just like with this one, he paid old shorty off, and next thing you know, all of her allegations were false, and she, crept back into her little hole. And he went on to do The Lion King with the family and, move on like a G. So, I don't know. I don't know what the issue was. Diddy might have tried to pull him under, tried to pull him with him. But Diddy shit is fucked up. He even has Justin Bieber coming forward now saying that. Justin Bieber saying that Diddy did not groom him. Everybody's trying to back away from this, and all the while, Mary J. Blige ain't saying shit. She's still living off of her power money. 50 got her straight. She ain't having no recollection of shit. She ain't doing nothing with Diddy. She ain't even involved. So I'm glad that she, weaseled her way up out of the mix. Hopefully her name doesn't get brought up. You know what I'm saying? Like Drake's name was briefly mentioned as Cassie was saying that they were at a Drake concert when some frivolous shit happened. So this is going to be a long case, a long trial. And it's probably going to be a lot of names brought up and a lot more to go with this. But anywho, moving on to Wayne. I don't know what the fuck he got going on, but I guess he broke up with his chick on Mother's Day, and now she's trying to sue him and shit, allegedly. Girl, go ahead and get the D one more time and just let the shit go. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows how Wayne is. He got kids all over the land. He has baby mamas all over the place. So whatever you did to turn him off is what you did. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But moving on. Chris Brown is still locked up for his assault charges. He shouldn't have took his ass back over to London. That's all I gotta say, because they were waiting on you. They did an O.J. Simpson on his ass. They waited for your ass. They waited for years. And you decided to pop your little light-skinned ass, moonwalk your ass back on over there to London. And now they got you hemmed up, pinned up for some old charges that you thought was over with because you didn't have too many hookahs and too many blunts and too many drinks, and you thought it was cool. They was waiting on you. So he's still locked up. Tory Lanez. I'm hoping that you're doing all right, son. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope that you're doing okay. I hope that you, survive these 14 stabs that this Mexican, Puerto Rican, whatever, has done to you on the inside. I feel like that was set up, allegedly. I don't know who might have hired guy, or, sent him to stick your ass. But he was definitely trying to kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like 14 stabs. You're in critical condition. You're in the hospital, struggling for your life. You know what I'm saying? You're struggling for your life. And it's not funny. But you know what I'm saying? I believe, he was hired to, to make that move on Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez has been having it hard since they shut him down from making music within the pen. He was getting too much static, traction on Spotify with the music that he was creating and putting out while he was in prison. He was still, having his fans buzzing. And I think, some people shut that shit down. And I believe some people set this shit up. And so, Tory has Drake backing him as far as trying to get him, him a pardon to get up out of there. Either way it goes, either him or the guy that did the stabbing is going to be removed from that prison and put into another prison so that this doesn't happen again. I sympathize with Tory, you know what I'm saying, but you was out there trying to be a player and it backfired on you. It's a lot of misconception about who shot, who did what, and who said what, and where it was taking place. But either way it goes, your ass is in prison, you in jail, you know what I'm saying, for a 10+ sentence. And it's just getting worse and worse by the day, you know what I'm saying? So, definitely I hope that you survive these 14 stabs. I don't know where, to the gut, to the chest, probably all over with 14 stabs. But yeah, man, I guess you'll think twice before messing with the stallion. Moving on, Trump is firing all the black people that are in positions of power. Really no set reason or, cause for it, just because, you know what I'm saying, he's replacing them with white people and moving on with life, you know what I'm saying? He's getting away with everything that he decides to do. But I will say that, the Mexicans need to run, especially after this Mexican ship ran into the Brooklyn Bridge. Trump really finna be after y'all asses now. Allegedly. Make sure I put that in there somewhere. Allegedly. So, yeah. Trump is doing what he wants with the world. And we all gotta sit back and sip our tea. That's another episode of Hiphop.info the podcast. Take it as you may, take it as you will. I got shit to do.
Okay, I am not going to be part of this wickedry, she devil. In fact, I cast you out. Puff, pow, be gone.